Also, you have to have a gift to get into it in the first place.
That's a fact.
And so that's the fact. That's what we knew from the first, was that he was a gifted little tiny person. And
Well, what do you mean by that? I mean, I'm a nice-sized man. What are you talking about?
oh, well, you were 2 at the time.
Oh, so I was small for a 2-year-old? I wasn't the runt or anything, was I?
There's nothing wrong with being a runt, David. You shouldn't put down anybody.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just talking about evolution. I mean, I wasn't the runt of the litter, was I?
No. Should I put my hearing aid in?
If you want to. Do you have it with you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Why don't you buckle your seatbelt?
Why don't you quit telling me what to do?
Well, you're getting all this. Get it all.
Let me get my...
Get your hearing aid in, because I don't want to be screaming at you. I want to continue yelling at you, but I want you to really hear it. We're driving around my mom's neighborhood here in Minneapolis.
You don't have to yell.
Sorry. We're taking my mom to Walgreens to get her blood thinner. All right, Mom, let's get down to business. Tell some of the fans of Rational Funk out there, my mother, who's, how old are you now, 40?
Yes, 42.
42.
I just look older because
I aged you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's it like to be 42, wearing pink shirts, living in Minneapolis? Tell them about me. Enough about you.
Yeah, it's all about you, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah. So let's tell the story. We're waiting.
Let's see. I have
Me as drumming as a kid. What was I like? What did I do? Did I practice a lot?
He went around on the car and beat drums wherever he was. He was always
Practicing.
hitting
See what I'm
everything.
saying?
And he'd do rhythms and
Yep. Listen. Blinker, Mom.
Yeah.
Hear
Okay.
it? You hear playing with the blinker? All right, do some more. Tell some more stories. Enough
Take
about
a right.
you. Me.
Take a right.
Okay? Go.
Well, that's Walgreens.
Yeah.
That was Walgreens.
I told you, you're going to be driving around talking for a while. You get your blood thinner when I say. One more story. 5 more stories before we get the blood thinner. Tell one and then we'll go in and we'll come back.
I can't.
What was it like when you would come home from work and I would be practicing and you would scream downstairs, please stop, I'm losing my mind?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we don't have to tell because you already told me.
My mother worked very hard. She worked very hard. She paid for my drum lessons for a year, and then you screamed downstairs, pay for this bullshit yourself.
And I
Do you
never
remember that?
did. I just kept. I got so angry.
And I said, well, I'll have to start selling drugs. She said, that's fine, right?
I would come to the top of the hill, and our house was even higher than the top of the hill. And I'd hear the noise coming from there, and I'd come walking, and the noise filled the whole neighborhood. And I went and apologized to several neighbors, and one lady said, it would be all right if they played a different song, but they played the same song all day.
Shedding. And that's how you get the gig on Rational Funk. We need you to tell more stories about me practicing and your experience with bands playing in your house.
See, the thing
You
of
ready,
it
Joe?
is, when someone is a drummer, the drums stay at the drummer's house.
Right.
And so after a while, after I had to feed all of these teenage boys who were at our house, I once said to one of the mothers whose son was over every day eating my food. I was a single mother, and I couldn't afford to keep everybody in chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly.
So I said, could you bring some food over? You bring your kid over every day. You got more money than I've got. Bring some food too.
That is true. We did not have much money. Did we?
That's right. You were being foreclosed on. Your piano was going to have to go back to Schmidt's because they were mad at me because my payments weren't regular enough.
That's a fact.
Anyway, so I said to another mother, bring food, because you see, I could never take Dave somebody where somebody else had to supply the food. The drums have to stay at the drummer's house. So that was an issue.
That's true. I remember that. Because we did host all the bands at our house all the time.
And so I would come home and there would be 6 boys minimum, 10 hangers-on.
Posse. It was our posse.
That's right. And
we kind of invented the whole posse thing back then in Minneapolis,
yes,
didn't we?
You know, the thing about this that was good was I knew Dave wasn't out doing the nasty on too many girls. Well, he was, but that was
Mom.
Nights and weekends. During the day,
doing the nasty on the drums.
He was playing the drums.
All week long. 5 o'clock Friday, ding dong, and then out with the ladies.
Yes, and so
that's before I lost my hair. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Keep going.
Okay, so anyway, I remember one time trying to tell him that he was grounded because, you know, Dave didn't live up to his potential as a student.
Okay.
And so I said, you're grounded. Well, a lot of good that did. And so he just picked me up. I was standing by the door guarding it. And he just took my shoulder. Back then I was, of course, young and thin. And he just went like this and picked me up and moved me over to there, and he walked out. But the thing of it is...
remove all obstacles in your life creatively.
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing of it is, he never was into bad things, vices like...
Never.
Drugs and, you know...
At the very most, just blood thinner and candy bars.
That's right.
I was a good kid. Tell them that. And I didn't get in trouble in school, did I?
Dave was like... You didn't get any trouble in school?
I didn't get any discipline trouble in school. I just didn't do... You know, my grades weren't as good as everyone wanted them to be because I was so brilliant.
So we can't talk about the band leader who had a heart attack?
Well, the band leader, that's another thing because I tortured band leaders on purpose, and I recommend doing that to any young drummers out there.
Yes.
Never allow your creativity to be stifled by burned out
old men.
Burned out old men who hate their lives and can't play.
And especially...
always go after them and cause them to have strokes and heart attacks.
Especially they hate drummers.
They hate drummers because drummers are infinitely more creative than anyone in the... I'll tell you that. There's no trombone player out there in the band.
I was told that Dave went around and hit a rhythm on every single horn and the bass, including the tuba and the bass and all the things, the speed that he thought they should be playing that song.
Yep.
And that caused this old, really stupid old band man to have a heart attack. And then they removed Dave from the band, but no one bothered to tell the mother.
Right. I remember that.
And I couldn't believe that we didn't get to have a hearing or anything. It was like a month later when I found out he wasn't in band.
Right. And my mother was a teacher for 30, 40 years, right?
Yeah. So therefore, and I knew all these people, and I knew him, I knew all these people who were no longer qualified to be in the classroom. But anyway, they didn't tell me until I found out somehow, and then we had a conference.
You're wrapping up the story about me getting kicked out of band all the time. Finally, I got kicked out of band in 10th grade. They wouldn't let me back.
Time.
Yeah, it was over, right?
Yes, and I felt very, very bad for you. And so I said to the counselor, why don't you call Dave in and have a talk? And this is the wisdom of the old man in the guidance office.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I never call anybody in. I wait for them to come and see me. And so, of course, he sat there all day long, and nobody came and saw him because he was a stupid old man.
Yep.
And so, finally, I found a young counselor who who was a drummer, and he said he would call Dave, and he ended up going to Dave's shows and stuff like that. But no one dared get him reinstated in the band, heaven forbid.
So the lesson for Rational Funk is never give up your dreams just because burned out old men gave up on theirs, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
You heard it here on Rational Funk from Dave's mom.
And I was so glad that he knew at such an early age what he wanted to do, and as in play the drums, and it would made life so much simpler when you have a child who is so motivated and know what they want. You could just trust them to make good decisions and to remain true to their craft and just stay focused. And that's the key to success. It's like if you're a focused person and you deeply are passionate about something, then you just can't help but do a super job of whatever. Those are the 6
You're right.
keys of success.
Hey, you heard it from my mother. Don't give up on Rational Funk.
Yeah, that's right.